In 2022, Nebraska voters approved a $15 minimum wage, but the state legislature modified it and some workers ended up with less. Now, an Omaha City Council member wants to honor what voters actually asked for. First Alert 6, Brenna Kiefner joins us live in the newsroom now. Brenna, break this all down for us.
Yeah, Jacqueline, if you work in Omaha or you sign the paychecks, this proposal could change your bottom line. City Council President Danny Bagley is introducing an ordinance that would set that minimum wage at $15 an hour for every worker in the city. There's no tiers and no exceptions. And if this passes, it could take effect as early as this fall. Bill Baburek has run Crescent Moon in downtown Omaha for years. Business has been tough lately. He's already watching every expense.
You know, we've been struggling, with our location with the streetcar construction. So that's hurt, our overall business. We employ less people now, and I don't know if we can absorb any more additional expenses.
Now there's a push that could add to that cost. In 2022, Nebraska voters approved raising the state minimum wage to $15. But this year, the legislature cut the wage to $13.50 for workers under 16 and allowed a lower training wage for teens up to 19. It also capped future increases, slowing down the raises voters approved. City Council President Danny Bagley wants to get ahead of it and says Omaha has the authority to do it.
The will of the voters clearly spoke. It passed at 70.2%. The range at the lowest was 62% and the highest was 86%. So across the board in all 7 council districts, it was very clear what the voters said.
His ordinance would cover all workers in Omaha, including teenagers. Complaints would go to the city's Human Rights and Relations Department. Employers who break the law face civil fines up to $500 per violation.
There's no reason that a kid today should be paid less for doing the same work. It's respect and the dignity of the worker.
For Baburek, the last wage increase already rippled through his entire kitchen.
That person that was the line cook doesn't want to make the same amount of money as the kitchen, as the dishwasher. So everybody kind of gets, a slight, increase overall.
For workers and business owners across Omaha, what happens next could determine whether a vote cast 3 years ago finally shows up in a paycheck. Danny Bagley says now is the time to make your voice heard.
Contact your council members, come to the council meetings and speak. Each one of us want to hear from you.
So this public hearing is set for June 16th, but the first reading is actually taking place on Tuesday. Now, if this ordinance passes, it would take effect October 1st of this year. The City Council in Lincoln passed a similar measure last month, so we will continue to follow this as it moves through the City Council. Live in the newsroom, Brenna Kiefner, First Alert 6.
Yeah, Brenna, it'll be interesting to see if local restaurateurs can keep as many people that they've hired initially. Thank you.